Okay, example 9. At what concentration of chlorine is the rate 9.01 times 10 to the fourth moles liter minutes and the pO 1.252? Remember our K, we're just kind of continuing. We got our K from the previous work here. Okay, let's go through this and look through this. We got our expression from question 7, and we're using the K that we figured out earlier in previous work. So we have our expression. I'm going to rewrite that. Rate equals K PO cubed times Cl2 cubed. Okay, now we're going to plug in what we're given, and we know that we're looking for the concentration of Cl, so one of the things I like to do is once I write my expression, kind of figure out what I'm solving for. So that's my unknown. I'm given the rate, 9.01 times 10 to the negative fourth moles over liter minutes equals K, which we already knew from previous work. It's 5.65 liters to the fifth moles to the fifth times minutes. It gives us the concentration of PO right here. So 1.252 moles over liters. And instead of using square brackets, I'm going to cube that because I'm going to need to cube that times Cl2 cubed. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to figure out what my values are. All my math is here. And I do need to go grab a calculator, so I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to take and figure out this side mathematically. So 565 liters to the fifth moles to the fifth minutes. Now I have to cube everything inside this because PO has to be cubed, so everything. So we're going to take 1.252 and cube that, or take it y to the x or caret button. That's going to be I'm rounding 0.96, but don't forget that's going to be moles cubed over liters cubed, still times Cl2 cubed. Okay, so now I got to get, and this is still over here. So I'm just going to rewrite that. You can show as much of this as you need to, but remember, you're going to have to get partial credit. So show what you can to be successful with the problem. Show everything that you need to do. So we are trying to get this by itself. So I'm going to take 9.01 EE to the negative fourth, divide by 565, hit equals, divide by 1.96 and hit equals. Numerically, we're going to get 8.1306 times 10 to the negative seventh equals, excuse me, I don't have any units in there at this moment. We'll talk about units in a moment. Cl cubed. And so now we're going to figure out, my goodness, I apologize, concentration of Cl2. So square bracket Cl2. I got to take the cube root of both sides. So we're going to take the cube root of both sides. When I take the cube root, we get, so you need to know how to use that on your calculator. We worked on that today in class, or have worked on it previously in class. If you're struggling, hopefully someone near you can help you kind of navigate your calculator, because all calculators are a little bit different. Many calculators are a little bit different. If you might have to Google it if you're having trouble. Or maybe someone else in the room can help you out since I'm not there today. And when we take the cube root of both sides, we get the Cl2 in square brackets equals, without putting in standard notation, 0.009335, and our unit will be moles over liter. So that's the final numeric answer. But like I've been doing on lots of these examples, I'm going to next go through just the units with you. Okay, so let's look at units and just units for a little bit here. On the left, apparently I need to get my pen working again. We have moles over liter minutes. On the right, just looking at units, we have liters to the fifth over moles to the 5th minutes. I'm getting that from right here. And then we have times moles cubed over liters cubed times Cl2 cubed. That's what I have just looking at units and unknowns. So now I can see, or you should be able to recognize that these 3 moles will make this go to a 2. Because when we divide exponents, we subtract them. And that makes this a 1. And these 3 liters makes this go to, let me write it differently, makes this go to a 2. So then what do we have here is we have, on this side, liters squared, moles squared minutes times Cl2 cubed, because we're going to have liters squared times 1, so liters squared, moles squared, that's a 2, sorry, it's so written so horribly, times minutes times 1, that's how I get moles squared minutes. We still have over here moles over liter minutes. So if we continue with our work on getting rid of our units, we know that we're going to have to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this, because I want to get this by itself. So that means I'm going to have to multiply by moles squared minutes over liter squared. When I do that on this side, liter squared cancels with liter squared, mole squared cancels with mole squared, minutes cancels with minutes, everything becomes 1, and we just have on this side Cl2 cubed. Over here, we already had, I'm going to erase that just because I want to make it a little bit easier for you to read. If it's thinner, you'll have a better chance of reading my handwriting. So we're going to have moles over liter minutes, and we're going to multiply this piece because we had to multiply by the reciprocal. So that's moles squared minutes over liter squared. So then what's going to happen in this case is we're going to get moles to the cube, moles cubed over liters cubed, and minutes is going to have canceled, right? Minutes would have canceled. So we just have moles cubed over liters cubed. And then when we take the cube root of both sides, that's how we get our moles over liters. Please do your number 10.